Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm bringing you this Valentine's Day soft and flirty look. So here's how to get it. First off, we have to start with a primer, and the primer I'm using here is the Becca First Light Priming Filter. It's a very hydrating primer, so you can start off before applying foundation. It's important to use a primer because we don't need that foundation sticking up in our pores. We need to protect our pores, so this is a really good primer for that. It's one of my favorites. The foundation I'm using for this look is Rihanna's Fenty Beauty foundation, and this is in the shade in the shade 200, which is like a light yellow toned foundation, and it's a really good match for my skin. I'm having troubles with my skin lately because of hormonal acne, so this is a very good foundation for that. It covers my imperfections really well, but also it doesn't look too cakey. It looks like luminous, not actual matte. It's actually a soft matte foundation, and it really helps with having that perfect healthy look and also that soft element we're bringing up in this flirty look. For concealer, I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Light. This one is canceling out those dark circles that I have that, wow, they are so like so there in your face. So it's important to hide those with a luminous concealer, and this one is a very good. It's pretty full coverage. And for my blemishes, I'm using the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Concealer, and this one is in the shade Classic Ivory, which is also one of my favorite concealers lately. These two combined really help my complexion look really good. And for powder, for setting that up, I'm using the Glossier Wowder powder. This one is in the shade Light Medium, and it's the powder I've been using for months. It's pretty good. And with that, I'm applying it with the Luxie Beauty 502 large powder brush, which is really good. With the same brush, I'm applying bronzer, and this bronzer is the Hoola bronzer from Benefit Cosmetics. This one is pretty good. It also helps to bronze up the skin to make it look healthier, and also it does make a pretty good contour. Like, I need to use another brush, which is the one that I'm showing you right now. It's like well, I'm gonna show you right now. It's the 504 large angled brush, and for that I'm using it to define more the cheeks, and it makes it like more defined looking. I'm also taking that bronzer on my neck so my face can look much more defined in this look and look much more, I don't know, extra sexy and much more defined and much more alive. With that, I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me blush in the shade, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's Pink Rose, and it also complements that healthy looking glowing skin. It's a perfect pink for every day. It's actually one of my favorite blushes. It made it to my January favorites this year. Now for brows, I'm using also from Maybelline, from the Total Temptation line. This one is in the shade Soft Brown, and for this routine, like for the brow routine, I usually start brushing my brow hairs up, and then I start filling them in. This is a really good brow pencil because it actually is very pigmented. It helps me define my brows, and it's a perfect shade for my newly like reddish toned hair because I dyed it recently, and it actually really looks really good for that, for matching my actual hair color, and it actually doesn't look so strong. But if it looks so strong, well, a good tip is to brush the hairs after you finish filling the brows in. To set my brow hairs, I use my trusty Glossier Boy Brow Gel in brown, which it's genius. I never change this brow gel for anything, but if you have any recommendations or any other brow gel you want me to try, then please leave in the comments, but this one is my ultimate fave. And now for the eyes, I'm gonna start finally with the Modern Renaissance palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I'm gonna use the shade Tempera, which is the white cream shade on the palette, and I'm gonna use that all over the lid as a base. With another brush, which is from the Morphe brand. This one is in number M433. I'm using that fluffy brush with the color Raw Sienna as the transition shade, so my crease could be more defined. It's more like a earthy toned, like not orange but not brown. It's something somewhat in the middle, which is perfect for the transition shade on the crease. Now for the star of the show, this is the new Maybelline palette from the Total Temptation collection. It's really, really pretty. It has like rose tones, and the other are like lilac and violet tones. And I did a poll on Instagram and people voted for the violet tones, so I'm using those today for this look. And for that, I'm starting off with the shade it's actually like a lilac, but it's more like rosy lilac, and that's the base for the lid. And I'm applying it all over without touching the transition shade, which is something that helps define the look, but this lilac-y rose eyeshadow is helping the base, so like the eyes could look much more bigger and flirtier. And on top of that color, I'm using the highlighter shade, which is the like more violet shade, and it has a little bit of sparkle because it's also a highlight, and it looks much more violet, and it looks really, really pretty on top of the other lilac shade. Yeah. For highlighting, I'm using the Aurora Glow Kit palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'm using the middle shade, which is called Luna, and I'm highlighting the inner corners, the brow bone, and also my cheeks. For mascara, I'm using from Maybelline the Total Temptation mascara, and this one is really good. It's also coconut scented, which is crazy for a mascara to be scented, but it's pretty good. I've been using it for like 2 months now, and it's one of my fave mascaras at the moment. And I also bought this MAC Cosmetics mascara recently. This one is called the Extended Plate Giga Black Lash. Why mush lash? Anyway, so yes, it's one of my favorites, and I also use it for the lower lash line. Now I applied some falsies, and I also decided to use more sparkle for this look, and for that extra sparkle I'm using the Urban Decay Glam Rock liner from the Heavy Metal eyeliner line, and I just applied it in the inner portion of the lid. And for lip final lip, I'm using the shade Stripped from Anastasia Beverly Hills, which is that classy pinky nude, and that's the finished look. It's the perfect lip for a really soft, flirty look, which was the goal here. You can use lashes or not with this look, but it makes that extra flirty and like pretty look. To define the lashes as well, I think it's, you know, up to you, but this is such a pretty look. It turned out really well. I wasn't sure what I was going with this, but it actually turned out pretty good. Props to my brother that was helping me have close-ups on this video. But there it is, the finished look. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, on YouTube, subscribe, hit that button below, and all the information from the look will be down there on the description box. So don't forget to subscribe, and thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.